Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. Got another one that I need to get onto your radar. We need to stay vigilant. We need to be mindful. We need to be educated. And this one is not being covered by the national news, so I want you to be aware of this. I also want you to do something here at the end that I've never asked anybody to do, but I think it is important. And I'm also at the end going to tell you how I blew it last week. I messed up, and it ties in with what's going on with this one. It's coming out of the state of Georgia. This is taking place at the Georgia state level. So when I talk about the Senate, we're talking about the Georgia State Senate. It's coming out of Georgia by State Senator or State Representative Donzella James, and she has written and submitted. It's called pre-filing. She has pre-filed Senate Bill number 281. That's Senate Bill. So you're going to see it also written as SB 281. Don't confuse that with House bills. Those two kind of get confused. Right now, true story, the HB 281 is about pimping, and I started reading that today and I got really confused what it had to do with firearms. This one absolutely does have to do with firearms. Senate Bill number 281, ooh, it's a doozy. Like this one, hold your breath. This is going to be a doozy, or don't hold your breath, breathe. This has to do with automatic firearms, semi-automatic firearms, silencers, and high-capacity magazines. And it would make all of those completely 100% illegal to own. Now, a lot of times when these leftist morons propose these bills, they grandfather in current owners and they just make it illegal to buy or purchase or transport. And this one's a doozy. It's going to make literally every gun owner, or maybe almost every gun owner, a criminal on day number one if this was to go through, with a penalty of 5 years in state prison. It's a doozy. No person shall possess any of those things. I've read the entire bill. I'm going to put a link down below so you can read it as well. It's a 7-page PDF, but there's a lot of blank spaces, so it's about a 4.5-page commitment, only about 15 minutes. So check it out. See what you think. It's a little bit fluid in that there's already some changes taking place in there. You'll see some strike-throughs where there's been some editing. But as it currently stands, Donzella James has pre-filed. It's not passed. It has been pre-filed. This bill has not been assigned to a particular committee. There's been some irresponsible gun websites this week that have already said this thing is passed, and that's just irresponsible. I don't know if they're uneducated or if they're going for the clicks. I'm not sure. But this thing has been pre-filed, and we need to be vigilant. We need to be mindful. But I am going to challenge you. It's something I've never done before. I want to challenge all of y'all that have friends that love freedom in the state of Georgia. Let them know about this. They need to holler at their state representatives, not their national representatives. Holler at their state representatives. They're usually easy to get a hold of. And let them know how they feel and how this thing is purely anti-constitutionalist and anti-freedom. This bill is not good in any way whatsoever. Two more things in the bill. There are provisions for the fixed NICS situation, and also Donzella James, she is closing the gun show loophole. It's attacking gun shows and attacking private sales between individuals. I'm telling you, this bill from start to finish is a doozy and a half. It's a bad one. If this was to go through, it would not be the end of CCW. I think folks could still carry revolvers. It pretends, the bill does kind of have this pretend thing where they're going to make some provisions for hunters, and they carve out some stuff for 22s, but it's a little bit false. Most shotguns, or a lot of shotguns, would be included in this bill. It's a doozy and a half. I've said that 3 times, but it really is bad. Again, pre-filed, not signed to a committee, so it's in process. So what do? Have your friends holler at their state representatives. It's important to stay involved and to let people know what's going on and to put the pressure on the legislators. Now, I got an apology to make, or at least maybe we'll call it a confession. Week before last, when I talked about the situation in Kentucky and about that bill in Kentucky is not going to go through. And so I just kind of pushed it to the side and said, let's not worry about it. And y'all set me straight. Y'all were right. I was wrong on that one. Even in a state where we know it's not going to go through, and I don't think this bill 281 is going to go through. I think it's dead in the water. I believe that Donzella James is just pandering to her constituents at the end of the year. She's pandering to her voter base, possibly fundraising, who knows, but it's not going to go anywhere. But that is no excuse. I was wrong in Kentucky. I'm going to be on the right side in the state of Georgia, that we need to stay on this thing. So I'm going to holler at a couple of my friends down in Georgia and let them know what's going on. I don't think the average gun girl or gun guy know about this and to let them know who to contact and how to contact these folks and what to say. And my encouragement is to talk well, to communicate well, to type in, I don't know, complete sentences, spell things correctly, and be a good representative of freedom and the Constitution. When I know more, you'll know more. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm Johnny, and I'm happy.